me tell you a story.
Welcome to My Skeptical Sister.
I'm Megan, the skeptical one.
I'm Erin the Believer. I woke up this morning to start painting a mural, and now at 9:30, I'm finally finished.
Oh, girl, you're tired.
My whole body hurts. I think it's awful.
I love it, Erin.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm gonna try to get on board with it. It doesn't help that Sophie, my 13-year-old,
Well,
she keeps quietly standing there looking at it. She never says anything. She'll just stand there. And I'm
mhm.
like, okay.
Yeah.
Well, this evening she said, "So if you don't like it, what do you do?" I was like, I'm pretty much stuck with it. It's like
Uh,
textured. I'd have to sand down this whole
oh
wall.
my gosh, and
She,
that does suck.
I know. And she was like, "Oh, okay. So it's like
It's here. This
you
is it.
this is staying." I was like, okay, all right. Walk away. Get out of here.
Yeah, but she's 13. 13-year-olds hate everything.
It's true.
Nothing
It's
is
true.
cool in the eyes of a 13-year-old.
It's
Nothing.
true.
Except for my
Anyways.
boots. That I didn't think my boots were cool. I was like, okay, thanks.
Oh, you should hear what she said behind your back. No, I'm just kidding.
I for real, I was
Just
like, I bet she
kidding.
did. I
No,
bet
she
she did.
didn't at all.
Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, yeah, to be 13 and able to just judge everything and angsty. No, I love it. I think it's a beautiful mural. It is very patterned,
It's very busy. It's a lot.
but I love it. Like, here's what I like. I don't like patterns on myself, like to wear or to
Uh-huh.
dress in. I'm very neutral. I'm very like black, grays, dark blues,
Mm-hmm.
solid, no patterns.
Okay.
But in a house, I like a pop of a pattern.
Yeah. Well, there's a pop of a pattern in here.
Yeah, I like it.
It's a little chaotic. That's how I keep thinking of it. It's just
No.
so, it's a lot. It's fine. And
Okay.
I gotta love it forever.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
I gotta
I'll
love
love
it.
it.
I gotta love it until I'm ready to sand it down.
Yeah, I was like, you don't have to love it. You have to live with it
That's true.
forever.
It's better than what it was.
Oh, absolutely. It's so cute. I love it.
Okay. All right.
You don't have to love it. I'll love it.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Mhm.
We're going to move on. We're not going to think about it the rest of the night, except for my aching shoulders and
Oh,
my
bless
whole
your heart.
arm hurts.
Bless your heart. Well, all I know is spring has sprung.
It feels so warm
It's
outside.
so weird. I wore flip-flops over here tonight and I was like, this is awesome. I want to sit out on your back or on your front porch.
Ooh, we can.
I don't know why it's a back porch. We don't ever sit out there, and
No,
now you don't have
I don't
one.
even have one anymore.
It's like now that it's gone, I want it. I'm like, oh, I wish I could sit
Oh,
on your back porch, but it's not there anymore.
no. Grass is always greener.
No,
But now it's just dirt.
it's so pretty out. I mean, it was like a dreary day, but it was so warm. I took 2 walks.
Yeah, I
It was
didn't
great.
hardly leave the house. But
Yeah.
yeah, it is really nice and warm out there. I'm excited to enjoy it tomorrow. Are you excited to get back to work?
Yes, I was
I know
trying
the
not to say
answer.
anything. I tried to reframe my mind into enjoying this break. I say that with full quotation marks.
Uh huh.
I'm sure you all can hear them. I tried, girl. I gave it a good faith effort. I was like, okay, you got some stuff to look forward to. There's a couple of little events happening. Try as I might, I am ready to go back to school tomorrow. I cannot wait. And tomorrow is the best day.
Yeah.
No students.
I love a no student day.
Yes, my kids will be in childcare. I just get to sit and listen to another adult talk. It's
Yeah.
amazing. I can't wait.
Yeah, that is gonna be nice.
We went out for New Year's Eve
We did go out for New Year's Eve.
on Saturday and had a blast. We got to meet Dana's new boyfriend, Gabe. Hi, Gabe.
Hi, Gabe.
We're in love with you.
Gabe is so cute. He looks like a handsome Pixar dad.
He really does. He's so cute and he's so friendly and funny, and we're just so excited for Dana.
Yes.
So that was a lot of fun. You all don't know, or maybe you do, but most of you don't know Dana or Gabe, but just be happy for them.
Yeah.
They found each other. They're living
New
their best
love.
life.
What's better?
And you can tell it's new love.
I know.
It's so cute.
She was like, "Ooh, I'm a little chilly," and he jumped up and was like, "I'll go get your jacket."
Yeah. It was
It's like a rock star.
so sweet. So sweet. Anyway, the whole point of the story, though, even though Dana and Gabe are great, they're not the highlight of the story. We were sitting there, and within a 10-minute span, I was convinced. I was like, okay, this is it. This solidifies it. Erin is the funniest person I've ever met in my life. You had so many comedic moments within a 10-minute span. I was like laughing hysterically just at you. You just cracked me up. So, okay. So the first
I can't
one,
wait. I don't remember it very well.
well, we're sitting there and there's a TV, they're doing the ball drop and it's
Yeah.
about to happen and something flashes on the screen. I don't even see the screen, but it's
Oh.
about Barbara Walters.
It was. I had no idea.
It's sad. It is very sad.
I had no idea.
I-
It was like the incredible life of Barbara Walters. And I was like, yeah, it has been an incredible life. I can't wait to see her do her own interview
Is
about
she gonna do
this.
the ball drop tonight? Is
Oh,
that
I
what's about to
know.
happen? No, she's not.
No.
Mm-mm. And
The
so
eternal ball drop.
no,
That's
funny
what happened, in a charming
and
way.
charming. You meant that in the most endearing way.
Yeah, not offensive.
Well, clearly you did not mean it offensively
No.
because I found out the day before on Facebook. I saw it and this I gave it like a good 20-second like, "Oh man, that's really sad." And I like watched a little video of hers and
Uh-huh.
realized she is an extraordinary woman.
Yeah, for sure.
Um thank you Barbara Walters for all you've done for women. And then I like moved on. Scrolled on. That's about as much as it affected my day.
Uh-huh.
I Aaron's like, "Did Barbara Walters die?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah, girl, she died, like, yesterday." And immediately, Aaron starts tearing up and starts crying in a bar. We're in a bar, and I'm
I
like, "Oh my
did.
gosh, are you crying right now?" And she really is, like, crying so
I'm
hard.
not crying so
You were
hard.
crying way harder than what I
I
would
was
expect you to
visibly
cry.
crying, but I wasn't like,
Oh, you
it
were
wasn't like that.
you were crying. You were crying
Okay.
so hard at this point, I had to get up and leave you in the middle of your moment because I had to pee so bad. And I was like, you were making me laugh so hard right now. I was not laughing to clarify. I was not laughing because Barbara Walters had passed away. I was laughing by the unexpected way that you handled the news. And it got me tickled. So I got up and I went to the bathroom and then I'm in the bathroom. No, I'm waiting in line. This is
Uh-huh.
this is the second part because you were already pretty tipsy.
Oh, yeah.
You come to join me in the bathroom, but at this point, there is the lead singer of the band who, usually the lead singer is treated like gold, right?
Right,
Well, not
sure.
if you're Aaron. You don't treat the lead singer like gold if you're Aaron. So the lead singer,
Don't know what you're talking
oh
about.
my gosh, this is so funny. So the lead singer, and I'm standing in line behind him to go to
Uh-huh.
the bathroom. And then this other hot little thing walks up behind me and she starts talking to the
Are you
lead
talking about
singer.
me? Oh, no, the
Not
other.
yet, not yet.
Oh, okay,
You're the next hot thing that walks up.
okay.
But this hot little lady walks up and she starts talking to the lead singer over me. But I'm like in line, so I'm not going to get out of my line and lose my spot because I have to pee. But they're definitely talking and kind of flirting, whatever.
Yeah.
And then Erin comes up behind that lady and she hears this whole exchange and no couth, no like, "Psst, Megan, come back here." She just like yells, "Hey girl, I think you're cock blocking these two." And I was like, "Oh my God." So then I'm laughing so hard. I'm like, "Stop making me laugh. I gotta pee." So I move, I'm like, "Fine, fine, fine, fine." So I move out of the way and they don't even flinch. Like they don't even
Because
turn
they're
ahead.
like, "Thank
Oh, they
you."
were glued into each other. They're like, "Oh, okay, this moment's happening." I like move out of their way. Neither one of them are like, "Oh no, we'll move." No, no, no. They're like
Oh, yeah. No, they took
together.
advantage of that.
Oh,
They
they
either
sure
really
did.
liked each other or really had to pee.
Oh, yeah, one or the other. Yeah, that was just all a big play to get me to get out of the way. So anyway, lead singer goes in. The girl gives me my
Oh, I just remembered what you're about to say.
yes. Lead singer lead
Oh,
singer goes into one of the restrooms. The girl was graciously enough,
no.
she allowed me to go back into my waiting spot.
Uh-huh.
So I do, and then you strike up a conversation with her, whatever. I go into the second bathroom and I hear this whole conversation while I'm in the bathroom peeing. I hear the lead singer come out and you go and he says, "Whew, you all, it smells so bad in there," but it was not me. And again, lead singer, most people are like swooning over him.
He was
Aaron
talking about poop smell.
yeah, but most people are like, "Oh, whatever." It was like, "Oh, likely story, buddy." That's what they all say. And I'm in there dying because that hot chick is still out there, like swooning over me while you're like, you just took a big shit in there, and you're just trying. And oh my gosh, I was laughing so hard.
I will say, if it was him, he was very speedy pooper.
Yeah.
I don't think it was him.
This time he was telling the truth.
Oh, man.
But then you went into the bathroom. And
Uh-huh.
then when you came out of you told us the story about how there was a guy out there waiting. You were trying to pull off the same thing, but you were like, "I'm just not even going to go there. He's going to think I did it, and I'm just going
Yeah,
to accept it."
you can't deny it. I
Yeah.
mean, there's no good way. As soon as that lead singer said that, I thought, okay,
Right.
which
Right.
I knew it wasn't him. He really was in there 30 seconds. I mean,
Yeah.
like, he barely had time to wash his hands. He didn't wash them properly
Oh
because it was a
no.
quick in and out. But you still think, well, you're the last one in there,
Right.
buddy.
Right.
That was you.
Could have been a
So I was like,
stinky toot.
he probably thinks that's me. And that's all right. I don't care. I'm not going home with him.
Right. Who cares at this point? Everybody poops, man.
Everybody poops.
That's what you should have walked out. You should have like brazenly like through that door and be like, "Look, man, everybody poops," and walked out. So confident,
Oh my
hair
gosh.
flowing. Like that's right.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah,
No, it's fine.
it is the truth.
Oh, that is funny. I did forget All
Oh
of
my
that
gosh.
bathroom
And
exchange.
I don't even know if this story's coming across as funny as it really was, but I laughed at you from the Barbara Walters moment all the way till that. And I thought, and I just kept telling everybody, I mean, she is the funniest person I know. They're probably like, would you two just chill out about each other? I'm like, but sit next to her for 20 minutes and she's going to have you laughing. So I appreciate you bringing in the new year with lots of
Oh,
laughter
thanks.
for me.
I
Thank you.
To tell you the truth, I'm probably only that funny when I'm near you.
Yeah, that's
When I'm
true.
not by somebody else, I'm like, I'll think it, but I don't say it out
Yeah,
loud.
you should start. You should start.
Okay,
I mean,
we'll see.
although I don't know, maybe they won't think you're as funny as I do.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Oh, you can give it a go though. All right. Well, do you want to
Episode
read
1.
first? Because you've been being gracious enough and letting me go first a lot.
Okay.
Because I called you out on it that one time. So I've noticed you're like, you can read first. So now I'm gifting it to you.
Thank you.
You're
Sure.
welcome.
Okay, so I'm gonna read a story from Danny, and the subject line is episode 1. So what does that mean?
Danny went back and listened to episode 1. So I found
Oh,
Danny on a cryptids, like, site that I was on, and
okay.
he had a good story. I read, like, the first couple lines of it, and I'm like, "Ooh, this sounds good." So then I messaged him, I was like, "Hey, can we use your cryptid story?" And he was like, "Oh, yeah, absolutely." I said,
Oh,
"Well,
sweet.
check out our, podcast because, there are a lot of very, very serious paranormal people out there."
Yeah, did we ever talk about on air the lady who got real mad at us?
No, we just skipped right over that. She did give us permission though, and
She did.
and I told her, "Okay, so, we're hustling for stories. We need stories always."
Always we need stories.
So, I
You
mean,
know
that's
it
kind
gives
of
me anxiety.
yeah, it gives Erin major anxiety, so I try to hustle as much as I can to help her with that. But it was one of my hustles, I got onto a Facebook, like, haunting, ghost story, whatever. This story was incredible, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is a great one."
Yeah.
So I asked her, she immediately said, "Yep, you can read it." And I said, "Well, here's the thing though, we're a comedy paranormal podcast, and our title is My Skeptical Sister." Because I could tell she was, like, legit, like, she was into this.
Yeah.
And I said, "So I would, if I were you, listen to a couple episodes and then let us know if that's really what you would like to do." I hear nothing back.
Yeah.
So I even go a step further and I said, "Okay, well, we are recording tonight. Just want to make sure you're okay with us reading it." She said, "Yep." Okay. So I read her story. I do my thing where I debunk because
Yeah.
that's kind
And
of
you were
what this
actually
is.
incredibly gracious about your
I
debunk.
really was because I could have gone a lot deeper into that debunk, but I did not. I did not. I could tell she was going to be fragile about her story. So I wanted to respect that. And I tried really, really hard to be politically correct about her story. Oh, you all, did she get pissed
She was
off?
pissed. She went on a rant on Facebook.
Oh, yeah. She called me out by name. She said, "Don't you ever listen to their podcast. Don't give them a story."
Yeah, she was mad.
Yeah.
I had to get on and I was like, "Hey, maybe don't
don't,
don't
don't
yell
put,
at
yeah,
us."
you gave us permission, my
Right,
friend.
we told, and there were some people who came back and like, "Well, the name of the podcast is My Skeptical Sister."
Right,
Like,
what
it's
did you
in
think
the
it
name.
and then, yeah, we had to clarify for everybody else that was on the story because at first people were getting really, like,
Right,
defensive and they were supporting her, which I get, it's
right,
like you're on this site, this Facebook site, because you want to share your paranormal stories with other people who are not going to judge you.
right,
I 100% get that. That's why I try so hard to be respectful, and I'm not judging the story.
right,
I'm just reading it and saying what my perspective is.
right.
I am by no means right about anything 100% of the time.
I agree with that.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, I am not out here saying, like, that what I have to say is for sure correct
Right.
by any means. But she, sure did not appreciate how gentle I tried to be with her story, and she tried to bring us down. And so I had to go back and yeah, you kind of came to the rescue. And then I kind of said, yeah. And she also gave me permission. I asked her twice to listen to the podcast first.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then she banned me from the group after I said that. So I was like,
Oh,
oh, I'm out of here.
yeah,
But I
well,
think people came back after that. And they're like, oh, well, then yeah.
yeah, some people were very supportive
Yeah.
afterwards. It was fine. Maybe they listen now, and if if we got you from that story, that situation,
And
hey,
listen, I don't normally get into like social media wars,
yeah.
but just every so often, it's kind of fun to do. It's like, oh, here we go. Let me roll up my
A
sleeves.
little drama that doesn't really impact your life.
Absolutely.
It's
I'm
I'm telling you, a
mhm,
winning combination.
mhm, and if she had tried to sue, good luck,
Oh
lady.
my gosh, I don't think she could have sued, right?
She couldn't have because she gave us permission
Yeah,
twice.
that's true. But,
Mhm.
even still,
Surely she wouldn't take that. Listen, let's not
who
get into it.
knows?
She
Let's
didn't.
not let's not
Okay.
throw that out in the universe.
Okay.
Okay, so that makes more sense. I was like, maybe this is like a series where we're gonna get so many episodes of their story with the subject line of episode
Oh,
one.
oh yeah. I forgot why we even told that story. No, so Danny, I think he's going to tell us in this first paragraph, but he and I kind of went back and forth, and I said the same thing to him. Like I
Yeah,
was like, please, before you give us permission, just listen to at least episode one because it
yeah,
is about a cryptid
right.
or a possible. He listened to it, and apparently he liked what he heard, and enough to let
Oh,
us hear his story.
awesome. That's great. He does spell your name wrong though, so just
Oh, you know what? I'll give him a pass. It's okay. I love a good Danny. Danny, it's fine. You and I were tight. It's fine.
awesome. Okay, it says, "Hey sisters, my name is Danny. I spoke to Megan a tiny bit on a cryptic group on Facebook, and I just finished the first episode and I really enjoyed it.
Mm.
You guys are too funny and I'm definitely a Megan.
Oh, nice. I
I
didn't know
keep
that.
an open mind and love a good ghost story, but I'm not quite sure I believe just yet.
Hmm.
I have two stories that I'd like to share. Feel free to use them if you'd like, and if not, no harm done."
Ah, Danny.
Danny, we do not pre-read these.
Yeah. And welcome to the group, Danny.
Yes.
You're so kind.
Yes, and I'm sure your stories are going to be great. I grew up in the Rust Belt, 45 minutes north of Detroit. I was born in the city, but had the privilege of growing up in a small town with lots of fields and woods to play and roam around in. I had some friends over one day, and my older brother was telling us the story of Shoe Boy
Hmm.
and the Shoe Tree. Story has it that a local teenage boy was bullied relentlessly for his thin, gangly appearance.
Hmm.
One day, he was being chased through the woods after the bullies stole his shoes and threw them into a
Oh,
huge oak tree in the center of the woods.
well, that's awful.
That is awful. He is said to have gotten stuck in the mucky pond, oh my
Oh,
gosh, while
gosh.
trying to hide and died.
Oh, man, that's
That is
awful.
horrible. Needless to say, the shoe boy isn't a fan of water.
Hmm.
Over the years, lots of other shoes were thrown into the oak tree, which is said to have died shortly after Shoe Boy. I feel bad that his name is Shoe Boy forevermore.
Yeah,
It seems
right? Right.
insensitive. Not on you, Danny, your brother. No, I'm kidding. To appease his spirit and keep it at bay. Because they're returning his shoes because he lost his
Yeah,
shoes.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, the story is so
I
sad.
know.
I have friends who saw the tree, but this was 20 years ago, before the days of smartphone cameras or even digital ones, so I don't have any pictures of it, nor did I see it myself.
Hmm.
The scary part was when my older bro was finishing the story in a cliche, spooky voice. And that's the story of the shoe boy. Bang! We hear a crash in the kitchen.
Oh,
We run out there, and on the floor was a plastic 2.5 gallon water jug, busted and sloshing water onto the floor.
what?
We had a cat, but she was tiny. No way she pushed that full jug onto the floor.
I don't know. I've seen cats do some crazy shit, Danny.
Even more strange, for weeks after, we couldn't keep water jugs in the house. Oh, and he hates
Water, he
water.
hated water.
We had hard well water, so we always got water refills and kept them under the sink, but they all kept leaking.
Mm,
That is weird.
that is a weird coincidence.
That's one way to put it.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. The second story is I moved into my current house shortly after my dad died and had almost all of his belongings in my basement. He wasn't a heavy smoker, but he would have one when he was stressed or at a gathering, but never in the house. He never smelled of cigarettes, neither did his clothes or belongings. Well, one night I was alone. I was alone with my dog,
Mm,
Rajin,
spell
Regine, Radjin. Regine?
Regine. Regine.
Not sure if I'm saying this right. Regine is what I'm just kidding.
Oh,
Pronounced rad like cool and gin like the drink. Radgin.
Radjin. Oh, cute.
Okay. Thank you. It's like he knows.
I
He did
know.
listen to that first episode. I was like, oh, I better put this in here.
He already knows this well.
Okay. And I noticed out of the corner of my eye that he was sitting at the top of the basement stairs in the kitchen staring down. Hey, dude, what are you looking at? I said, but he didn't move. He sat up, still as a statue. Buddy? I said a little louder, but he didn't even so much as twitch an ear, and he never ignored me.
Hmm.
Radjin, I said, getting off the couch and taking a few steps toward him, but still nothing. Not a glance or even a swish of a tail. Radjin, I nearly yelled, walking over to him, horrified he was having a stroke or something,
Oh.
but still no movement. He didn't move until I was standing right next to him. "What's wrong, dude?" I said, putting my hand on his shoulders, and that's when he finally looked up at me, ears lowered to his head, then back at the blackness of the basement below. I turned and looked down as well, squinting as I couldn't see much past the fourth step or so before it turned into inky blackness, and that's when I smelled it. A freshly lit cigarette, the smell being carried by the chilly air that was far too cold for the middle of summer.
Oh, weird.
That
Danny,
was such a
I
good paragraph.
can I pick him or can I pick
Oh,
him?
that
I'm
was
just
so
like,
good. That, like, gave me
I know,
goosebumps.
Danny, you're a good
The
author.
inky blackness. I love it. Okay.
Yes.
Anyway, I hope you guys like my stories, and I can't wait to binge the rest of the cast. Oh, that's so
Wow,
nice.
Danny. And Danny hasn't even given us his cryptid story. Like the whole
Y
reason I reached out to him is because he had a cryptid
Oh, so
story.
you've heard the cryptid
I,
story.
I didn't read the full thing. And I think maybe I even just said, does anybody have a cryptid story? And he was like, yeah, I do.
Oh,
But we need that one.
yeah, for
Because
sure.
those were, I think, ghost stories, unless he's considering the shoebox boy to be kind of cryptidy.
Just Shoe Boy.
What did I call him? Shoebox boy.
Shoebox.
I listen well. His father had passed away.
Yeah. He moved there after his father had passed away.
Wow.
But he didn't smoke in the house, so it's not like that smell
Yeah.
lingers in the house.
Yeah, but he never did go down there to see if it wasn't like a squatter or
Oh.
somebody actually in the house.
Hmm.
And we don't know, are there basement windows? Is there another entrance from downstairs?
How the air gets so chilly for
I
the
don't
summer.
I don't know.
And we know that detail
It's
because
a
Danny's a great writer.
He is a great writer. It's a traveling squatter that carries his own portable AC because it
A
gets really hot.
silent AC.
Silent AC and smokes. He's like the coolest squatter ever.
Literally.
Literally the coolest ever. Oh man, Danny, I am so glad I reached out to you. That was a really creepy story.
Yeah, it was.
Whenever an animal does something bizarre like that,
Yeah.
I mean, it instantly puts, like, the hair on the back of my neck up.
Oh,
It's like,
yeah.
what do you know that I do not know?
Right.
Ugh, creepy.
Very creepy. Yeah. Trust your pets. They're always in on it.
Absolutely.
Except Ellie could care less. She's not a guard dog.
Yeah, and mine is horrible. Like, I mean, mine is a guard dog when it's not appropriate to be a guard dog, and then could care less when really you should care.
Yeah. Yeah, Ellie will, like, protect me if, like, Kevin's tickling me.
Oh,
She hates
funny.
that. She'll stand in between us. Like, "Sit." She
Oh.
doesn't like that.
Well,
I'm
it's
like,
just like
You're right, but I could take him."
she's like, "You 2 get a room. Stop this
We're
nonsense."
usually in well, now it's getting weird, but we're usually in the room, and she'll get up there. I'm like, "Get out of here, Ellie."
She meant a room of her own, your own,
Oh,
not her room. That
right,
your
right,
bedroom
right,
is her room.
right.
Here we go.
No, wait, before you move on,
Okay.
I started thinking, you debunked okay, squatter. I think that's
Oh,
unlikely.
okay.
What about the milk jug or the water jug?
Oh, Danny's. We're going back to Danny's?
Yes, we have to go back to Danny's.
Oh, Danny, I'm so sorry. I
Tiny
didn't
little cat,
I
2.5 gallon.
thought you were about to say tiny little Danny. I'm like, we don't know. We have no idea.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, because I was really kind of picturing Danny being like an Ashton Kutcher kind of guy. Am I saying his name right?
That's so weird.
Well, because he kept calling his dog dude.
Oh, I'm like, Ashton Kutcher has not just popped into my mind in like 15 years.
Well, I don't know, just the way he kept calling his dog dude. Come on, dude. And Danny, of course, in my mind, I don't know what he looks like, but he's gonna be hot. So I like, put somebody in
Danny,
a
since you're new here, you don't know she
yes.
objectifies everyone.
All the time. Everyone. I'm equal opportunity objectifier
It's
though.
true. It's true.
Absolutely. So
Just ask David.
yeah, right. Oh my goodness. So anyway, Danny, and you are hot.
Okay.
But
Cat,
uh
water jug.
yeah, I think the cat did it.
It's a tiny cat.
Yeah, I really do think the cat did it.
Okay. What about the water leaking all the time?
I think the cat is doing it.
You think the cat is
I
getting
think the
under
cat
the
has
sink?
paws.
Getting
Yes.
under the sink.
Yes. What more? Give me a more fun toy to play with as a cat
I
than
don't
like
think you're
something I can
picturing
just.
I don't think you're picturing the right type of jug. It's not like a milk jug.
Oh, you know this? You've been to Danny's house.
You don't get 2.5 gallon milk jugs or water jugs out of that material. It's like a heavy plastic. It's like those big things you pick up
Did
at
he say that? He said we get heavy duty.
He said, "I it was a 2.5 gallon tank of water, jug of water."
Mm. Maybe he meant like 2
No,
gallons
no, no,
of water.
no, you cannot be like, "Well, they didn't specify," and then when they do, you ignore the specifications. It was a large
I can and I will. You don't tell me what to do. Okay, so maybe a bigger cat.
he he mentioned his
Okay,
cat
all right.
size.
What if there is something inside the cabinet? Listen, you get off easy every week. You just get to sit there,
I
you get to
know.
look pretty,
Hey,
you don't
oh,
gotta
oh,
debunk, you just gotta sit there and
yeah,
like, "Okay, go for it, Megan, come up with something immediately." So here it is. Here's my immediate debunk.
okay,
Are you ready for it? They
sure.
store it in the same place every time.
Uh-huh,
This certain place has a little wear and tear in the bottom.
okay.
Maybe it's metal, maybe there's something metal that starts
Never
poking
showed
up.
up till they talked about Shoe Boy.
That's the definition of a coincidence, Aaron.
Okay.
It's something that, like, all of a sudden, like, if they had never talked about Shoe Boy, they probably this would not be of note. They wouldn't even talk about this water jug leaking. It would just be a leaky water jug. But because it happened to happen at the same time, it's like, oh, now it's paranormal.
Okay,
That's why people attach to paranormal
but that
things.
was the second weird thing that kept happening with water. The first one was that it got knocked off the counter
By a
completely.
cat.
Right when he finished the spooky
Yes, it
ugh,
just so happened to happen right
not
when
by
that
a tiny
happened.
cat. Nope,
Lots of happenings.
you're
That's
wrong.
it. A tiny cat, I bet. Can you just see him like putting his little back up against the wall and he's got his little paws, but like, "Oh, I can get it. I can get it." He's been trying that whole story.
Oh
He's like,
my
this is gonna
gosh.
freak them the fuck out. And then finally got it, and he was like, yes.
Oh my
And then he was
gosh.
like just sitting there so cute, like, couldn't have been me, little tail wagging, like, I'm so
Do cats
innocent.
wag their tails?
They they don't wag, but they sway their tails.
Oh,
His
okay.
little tail's swaying, just like, "I'm just sitting here," like, probably licking his paws like he had done nothing, and then inside he's like, "Ha, ha, ha." I've seen those animated cat movies. They're evil little geniuses.
Oh, okay. I'm glad that your only reference is animated movies.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say it's a series of coincidences.
Okay, well, I think we all know where I'm landing on this one.
Well, yeah, clearly.
Yeah, you chose to be
But
this
well, here's the other part is that
stubborn.
yeah, listen, I don't choose it. It just is what it is. Trust me, there are many days I wish I could not be as stubborn as I am. Danny said that he was a skeptic as well.
Yeah.
So I don't think he necessarily believes it's something paranormal either.
Okay, but it was enough to stop and think, "Oh, yeah, this would be a good story for this because
Well,
it doesn't
yeah,
make sense. I know it's not my cat."
yeah, yeah. It's the metal, it's a little metal piece that
Mm,
you can't see. It's a jagged edge down there.
it eventually stopped doing it. It only happened for
And
weeks.
it's such a tiny, well, because sometimes you're shoving it back there, shoving it back there, shoving it back
Uh-huh.
there, and then eventually you don't shove it as far, and then it stops. In a couple more weeks, you might shove it back there further, and then it does. But that story happened,
Mhm.
and so then the leaking, maybe it leaked like a month before, and you didn't notice it because it wasn't anything to do
Mm.
with the shoe boy. But
Okay.
now it does have something to do with the shoe boy.
Okay.
So now all of a sudden, oh, it's water. That's freaky.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, then I guess it's your turn to read.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I'm not thanking you.
So this story is from Shelby.
All
We've already
right.
heard a story or two from Shelby, and she's been fan favorite.
Yep.
New Patreon.
That's
I think
right.
last time we said she came in hot. She's here. She's like, I got another story for you.
That's right.
So we definitely appreciate it, Shelby. Keep them coming. My husband and I moved into a house in 2020. I know we were crazy, but it was free. I
Oh,
don't know where you get a free house from, but
yeah, that's not crazy at all. But why was it free?
yeah, good question. Good question. And free. I mean, there must be something there. There's a story behind that. Maybe it was like a work thing or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever.
And
Take
what else were we doing in 2020?
right, moving into houses
Yeah, I don't think
by
that's crazy at
ourselves.
all. Yeah, let's
No,
go for it.
yeah, right. Also, have y'all seen the price of rent at an apartment lately? God damn it, Bobby, in Hank Hill's voice. Can you do Hank Hill's voice?
Oh, God damn it, Bobby. I
God
don't know.
damn
I
it,
never
Bobby.
watched it.
I don't either. I mean, I watched
Bobby,
a couple times.
Bobby,
Bobby,
Bobby. I think it's kind of, he says it weird.
Bobby.
I don't know. I have no
I
idea.
can picture him. I can picture his little animated mouth saying it, but I can't do it.
Yeah, I could do Bob's Burgers better than I could do King of the Hill. Never
Yeah.
watched that one.
Yeah, I'm not an animated fan. I'm just not. Even the funny ones. Sorry.
Bob's Burgers is legit
I know
a
everybody
great
keeps
show.
telling me to watch it. I just
I know
don't do
you
it.
won't.
I cannot do it. I don't know why. I also don't know why. I don't know why I don't believe in ghosts, and I don't know what I have against cartoons. What if it was like a ghostly thing when I was a kid that came at me as a
You watch
cartoon?
Casper and it really freaked you
Freak
out.
me the fuck out. Fuck Casper. That's what I'm saying. Okay. So we move in and we're the second owners of this place, right? New floors, remodeled kitchen, which we're foodies, so we love to cook and we're excited about the kitchen,
Ooh.
and a fenced in backyard. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Unless you get to the basement, of course. So the
Oh.
basement was kind of two rooms. You go down the stairs, and if you turn left, there's a door to the furnace, washer, dryer, and all of our kitchen gadgets that we don't use all the time,
Hmm.
and a crawl space.
Okay. Creepy.
Whoever built this house was a psychopath. It's
Oh.
right next to the washer and dryer. It's not a dirt floor, it's fucking gravel. So it's like a
Oh.
gravel floor with the thinnest tarp on it of all time.
Whoa, that's so weird.
It is weird. Like, why not? Even if you just put like some boards down
That
or
doesn't
something,
sound like somebody who built the house. It sounds like somebody who broke
get.
that concrete, buried a body.
Oh gosh, don't put that in Shelby's head. I think she still lives here.
Sorry, Shelby, but maybe, yeah,
Oh, so
maybe.
creepy. I'm 5'4" and I can walk in it if I crouch down big time. So of course this area is creepy as shit to me.
Yeah.
When I cleansed my house, I made my friend go in there to cleanse it for me.
Oh.
Now within the first year, my husband would have what I call silly things happen to him. He was making chili one day. I was outside with Loki, our dog, and I hear him screaming over my headphones. This dude is like 6'5", so he can scream loud, right?
Huh.
I run in and he's all freaked out because when his back was turned, the spoon that was in the pot went flying about 6 to 7 feet away from the stove.
Oh, man.
I just laughed and said, "Well, that's funny," and went back outside. Such a supportive partner. Oh, that's great.
Oh,
Uh, I mean, I don't know that I would do that. I would be like, "Come on."
yeah.
Like, for real. I mean, I would not be any more
Shelby is
supportive.
a full believer.
Yeah, but she's like, "That's funny," and just
Yeah.
walks on. Oh, yeah, that's hilarious. There have been a few times he's asked me what I have said, but I wasn't talking.
Mm.
Also, no, Megan, there were no TVs on or random neighborhood kids in my
Oh,
house.
listen to them specifying.
Mhm. Oh, yeah, Shelby knows me well. Shelby's like, "You just go ahead and debunk your debunk
That's
before
right.
you even debunk."
That's right.
If one of those heathen neighborhood kids is in my house, I got a bone to pick with them. Me too. And I've got kids of my own, and they're always with them.
Yeah, they're always in
Like,
my not your kid. Well, also your kids, but my kids are
yes.
always in this house.
Oh, get out of the what do y'all think you live here? Get out of this house. Oh, seriously, get out of this house. Sorry, I'm just so glad to be going back to work tomorrow. Plus, if I did have a random kid in there, my demon dog or shitty kitty would alert me. Some other things have happened to him, but I was able to debunk them.
Oh, because that's what true believers do. We get rid of the
Mm.
stuff that is
Mhm.
nonsense.
Okay, okay. Oh,
We
so I like how you're just telling her husband's full of nonsense.
no,
It's
we're just
fine.
saying there are sometimes we're like, "Oh, well, that's what this was." I do that all the time.
Mhm. Do you? It's fine.
I do.
Believes in Santa Claus. Okay.
Oh,
The one
not anymore. It's been a good 13 years.
I love it. The one I still can't debunk was the doppelganger.
Oh, I love a doppelganger story.
I do too. I wish we would get more doppelganger
I know,
stories.
they're so creepy.
They are. I wonder if there's a doppelganger site I can go to and
Yeah,
start
ooh,
snagging
oh
some
my
from
gosh,
there.
absolutely.
Yes. Hey, Danny, if you know any doppelgangers out there,
Right, I wonder if Karen and Georgia have to seek out stories. Just kidding, I know they
girl,
do not.
come on now. Yeah. No, I think Morbid's probably good. I think all of
Ah,
those out there they're pretty good. This actually happened a year ago this time. Pat and I were going to get tattoos, so my friend, the one who helped me cleanse the house,
okay.
was going to stop by to take care of Loki and our new black cat, Mooney, aka Shitty Kitty, who I'd like to add to who I'd like to add is the Antichrist, we think.
Oh, man.
That's probably why they call her Shitty Kitty.
Yeah, we'd argue with you, but you know our stance on
Cats.
cats, so
Yeah, they look all sweet and innocent with their little swaying tails, but we know they're pushing off water jugs left and right.
full Antichrist behavior.
I asked Pat if we could leave a little something for my friend since she was checking in on the boys. Clear as fucking day, we both heard our friend Corey say, "Yeah," from the front room. So
Okay, is
she's like,
Corey giving the tattoos?
Corey's just a friend that is nowhere near them.
Okay.
It's just a mutual friend that they both have,
Okay.
not in the house.
Huh.
And
Okay.
she asks her husband a question,
Yeah.
expecting him to answer back. And they both hear their friend Corey
Okay.
from the front room go, "Yeah."
Oh, okay.
I mean, he's like, "I'm all for it." Where he's like, "Give her a present. The woman deserves a present." Oh, it's funny. I just kind of looked at Pat. We went to the front room and no one was there. I came back and asked him if he had heard that. He said it sounded like our friend Corey said, "Yeah." But of course, he was not there.
Uh,
And no, Megan, it was during the day. So no kids and no walkers outside. Walkers, that makes me think of like The Walking Dead. I'm like, well, I hope there were no walkers
they don't
outside.
usually talk.
No matter what kind of the day. Yeah, but what he's like, "Yeah," like a zombie. What if Corey sounds
Corey's
like
a
that?
walker.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
that's so nice of them to still be friends with them.
Or it's even worse if he's not a walker, but he sounds like a zombie. Poor Corey. I'm glad you all are friends with him. He sounds like he needs him. Sorry, that was such a stupid joke, but it got me a little tickled. I was picturing poor Corey. Like normal looking guy, but like every time you open his mouth, like sounds like a zombie.
Oh gosh.
So no walkers outside. Kids should have been in school. It was a school day. I checked because even though I am a firm believer, I will try to debunk things.
Yep, that's
Mhm.
right.
Those are the current ones that I have for you now. My one aunt does have some stories, and one that I experienced myself.
Hmm.
And I have a friend who has a story about a creepy ass house as well, but I'll tell those soon. Love you ladies so much. I've been telling everyone about your podcast and how much fun it is.
Oh.
So excited for the next movie night, and hopefully I'll be able to hang out with you fine, gorgeous ladies. We would love it. Hope Food Coma Day was a good one for you all and everyone else. Love, Shelby, that little spitfire of a creature. P.S. Megan. Also, I just realized what she's doing. I was gonna call her out the first time, and now I'm like, "Oh, Shelby, you're funny." Shelby has misspelled my name in a different way throughout this entire email. You're funny. You are a little spitfire creature. This one, the last one, is what caught my attention. I'm like, wait a second, Meagan. That's not how she spelled it before. There's every time it's been a different way. Megan, I can't wait for you to rip my stories apart. I love it, and you ladies. Oh,
Aw.
we love you, Shelby. Man, okay, I'm gonna rip it apart. Are you
Oh,
ready?
I'm
All right, hold
ready.
on. I gotta get myself worked
For a
out
minute,
here.
I thought you were gonna rip your shirt. You
Well,
like
it's kind
went
of
for
like
it.
Hulk Hogan. I'm gonna rip everything apart in this house.
It's weird that they both heard it. That's always so weird.
It is weird.
And she thought Corey, but didn't say it. And then her husband was like, that
Sounds like
sounded like our
Corey.
zombie friend Corey.
Yeah. It makes me wonder, her zombie friend. Oh, poor Corey. I'm sure he sounds lovely. I'm sure he has a great voice, and we just made him become a zombie. Okay, so it makes me wonder a couple of things. And again, I know coincidences, but they're real. They do
Okay.
happen.
Okay.
I wonder if like he wasn't on a phone somewhere.
Okay.
So like maybe they accidentally butt dialed him or something.
Butt dialed him from the other room.
I don't know, maybe.
How do you butt dial from a different room?
These days you can just tell Google to, hey Google. Oh,
Oh, don't do that. Sorry, everybody.
cancel Google. Oh, and sorry for your everybody else, cancel Google in your house. Sorry. But anyway, you can just say like call so and so and blah blah blah, and then all of a sudden you might be calling them.
I'm like, oh, what a weird butt dial. I accidentally said, call Corey.
Well, they could be talking about like, hey, I called Corey the other day, and Google picked up on that and called
Mm,
Corey, and then all of a sudden he's like, yeah. Then there's a bad
okay,
connection.
Shelby, I need to follow up. Did Corey ever say, yeah,
What's up with that call you all
y'all called
made?
the other day. I answered. Nobody said
Okay,
anything.
okay. How about this? Are they married? Are Shelby and her partner married? I
Uh-huh.
can't. Okay,
Said husband.
so they have a wedding tape going.
Okay.
Somewhere in the front room. And it's just,
She's suddenly the wife in Sixth Sense. Who just sits around and watches their wedding tape?
oh, they do. I don't because I don't have one, but
I don't
but
either.
everybody who has one apparently does a lot.
Oh my
Don't
Lord.
you? Every movie you see, they're like,
Yeah,
especially,
in movies.
oh, they're
In
like
the Sixth
crying and
Sense.
like drinking, just gonna watch my wedding video.
Yeah, that's why I didn't have one.
Yeah, that's
It's like
horrible.
everybody always looks
That's
sad when they
awful.
watch the wedding videos.
Right. It was like, let's put that on and just reminisce.
Yeah, no. It's
No.
always
Mm-mm.
after a tragedy
Yeah,
or
and
a
it's the
divorce.
only time you ever
I
watch
don't want
them.
that karma in my life. That's why I didn't
Hell
do it.
no.
I was also poor
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
22 years old.
Had a little bit to do with it, but mainly I didn't want that
Mainly, it was
karma.
the karma.
Okay. All right. All right. Hold on. Let me just percolate for a second and a
Okay.
better one will come.
Because you can also be thinking about the spoon.
Well, I can. Oh, that one's so easy. They've got a
How's
cat.
that?
They've got a cat in the house. His back was turned. The spoon is in the pot of chili. The cat's like batting at the
Oh
spoon, like
my gosh. Cats
hits
are
it.
not always the answer, Megan.
They are when they're in the house.
Every a cat are cats paranormal?
Cats,
Cats are
cats
paranormal.
are little shits, and they like people to think that paranormal activity is happening around them. No, they're very curious little beings. I could totally see Shitty Kitty getting up there and like, oh, it's a spoon, it's a ladle, and sitting there, bat, 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 and then like bats it one too many times, and the force makes the spoon go like flying, and he's like, all he sees, he turns and sees a spoon flying through the air. That would terrify me. I would also
Okay.
turn and see Shitty Kitty sitting there and be like, you little shit.
Yeah, you don't think husband would have done that.
No, I think he was so scared.
Oh
He's
my
6'5"
gosh.
man.
Okay.
They scare. The bigger they are, the bigger they scare. So, trust me, I know. I'm married to one. He scares easily. Okay, so he wasn't scared, but he slept walked the other night, which was so funny to me.
Oh my gosh.
It was so funny to me because it wasn't scary at all. He like popped up out of bed. That first moment was like, "What are you doing?" Like sat up, was like, "Are you okay?" And he like stood up and he was like, "Where's the robe?" And I was like, I have a robe, but it's on the other side. It's like my robe in my closet." And I was like, "Where's your robe?" And he was like, "Yeah, that robe you bought." I'm like, Didn't buy a robe, honey." And he's like, "Ugh." I was like, I'm sorry. Do you want me to
I
get you
really wanted a robe.
you want me to get you my robe?" And he was like all grumpy. And he's like, "I'm just cold." And I was like, "Well, you were not under the covers. Like lay down." And also, like, if he had a robe, what was he gonna do? Go put the robe on and then lay back down? Or like put the robe on and go for a walk till he warmed up? I have no idea. But he laid back down. It was kind of cute though, because it might be TMI, but he does sleep naked. And your kids were at our house. And the
Oh,
next day he was able to verbalize this. The next day he's like, "I couldn't tell you everything in the state that I was in. I knew it wasn't gonna make sense, but he knew he couldn't go out and get a drink of water because your kids were in the living room."
oh, thank you for that.
Right, right. Everybody thanks him for that. But he woke up and was like, "Where? Like, I
I
need
gotta
water.
cover up.
I'm so thirsty." And I said, Why didn't you say, 'Babe, will you go get me a drink of water?'" He's like, "Well, that would be so rude." And I was like, "Oh, that's pretty nice of you. Even in your deep sleep, you're like, I don't want to be rude and make her go get a drink of water." So he just went
Also, don't
back to
want to
bed.
traumatize these kids. That's
And he
nice.
didn't. I know, but robe. I was like,
Yeah.
"What are you talking about a robe for?" He's like, "I have no idea. That I don't know about, but I know why I got up. It was to try to get water, but I knew I couldn't go out there."
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah. Sorry. Side note. Sorry, Shelby. Okay, so really that was kind of my like filler to try to figure out
Yeah.
why. Okay, let's say this.
Okay.
I
I'm
don't know
ready.
how I feel about doppelgangers. We're not really talking about a ghostly spirit right now
Okay.
because sounds like Corey's alive and well, a zombie, but semi-alive. In Shelby's world, he's fine. In our world, he's a bit of a zombie.
Right.
But it sounds like Corey is out there doing his thing. He's a friend. So why would they have heard his voice? That's weird.
That is weird. Or maybe that's like a time slip. Like he had
Yeah.
been there.
In their living room another time.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Ooh,
weird, Shelby.
time slips really freak me
Because
out.
a doppelganger to me is more like I see it.
Yeah.
If I see somebody and you've just like I always just thought doppelganger was like someone who looked a lot alike someone
Yeah.
else. But you've explained it to me that there's kind of a sinister
Like a mimic.
stereotype
Yeah.
around them, that
Yeah.
it's something that they're up to something.
Yeah.
But this doesn't sound like that. This sounds
Yeah.
like, it sounds like an affirmation of like somebody going, "Yeah, you should definitely get her something. That's a
Yeah.
nice gesture."
Yeah. Maybe your ghost just happens to sound a lot like Corey. And he was
Yeah,
like,
there's the
you should.
coincidence.
Yeah. Oh, that's so nice. Do
Yeah,
that.
or the window was open and somebody was walking by and actually
It was
said,
middle of the day. All the kids.
"Okay, here's my thing."
There were no walkers.
Shelby, here's my thing.
Rick Grimes had already come through.
Here's my thing. God love you. middle of the day is usually when people are out walking. I wasn't gonna try to call you out, but I'm gonna have to call you out on it. Like middle of the night might be a little more like it was middle of the night. Nobody was out walking, but middle of the day could have been your mailman. Could have been the mailman delivering whatever, and he overhears that and he's like, "That's funny. Yeah, get our gift." Walks on, but your mailman sounds a little bit like Corey, and so you're
Maybe
both like,
Corey is maybe that's how they met Corey. He's the
"Oh,
mailman.
he's the mailman." Oh, that's
Oh,
funny.
that is a good job for a zombie.
A mailman?
They can walk forever, never get tired of walking.
Never get tired. Oh, except for, when they have like a package to deliver and they have to get
Oh,
close to anybody to sign it.
yeah, that's
That's when they
true.
get fired.
Yeah, it
You
gets a
can't
little
bite them,
bitey there.
Stan. You can't bite them.
Oh, goodness. All right, well, to me, it sounds more like a time slip, like a
Yeah.
little
Yeah, me too.
yeah, that's
And
weird.
I'm okay with that.
And really, last week's story with Christina, it was kind of a doppelganger because her husband saw her in the reflection of the TV.
Yeah, that's really strange. That's like you said, I don't think that's a doppel. Oh, now that could be because they
Because
see them.
saw, yeah, her likeness.
That's
Or
really
another
bizarre.
time slip. Maybe they're
Right.
all time slips. Maybe all
Yeah.
doppelgangers are time slips.
Yeah, that's so weird. What does everybody out there think about time slips?
Yeah. Ah, it really does freak me out.
Well, because I feel like I've experienced or like the deja vu feeling,
Yeah.
I've had that feeling, and that
Yeah.
is the strangest, like, this moment has absolutely happened before, and
Yeah.
I know scientists have tried to explain that, but it's
Right?
not a good explanation to me. It's like,
No.
What?" No. My brain doesn't just all of a sudden go, "Oh, we've already done this before."
Yeah.
Although I do say a lot that the brain does some weird things. So I don't know, maybe I'm going back on some of these. I don't know, it's just bizarre. Time slips, deja vu, doppelgangers, all of those things are a big mystery to me, and I'm okay to say that they're a mystery.
Yeah.
I'm not shutting them down. A ghost? Come on. Come on.
Not me.
All
Not
right,
me.
Shelby, I think you had a time slip. I think we're calling it.
Yeah, I think so.
Time for fan favorite.
All right.
Aaron's favorite segment, only second to When I Say Goodbye in a Foreign Language.
I don't dislike
It's fine,
your
Aaron.
fan
You
favorite.
don't have to tell anybody. It's fine. Okay, so this morning, we're recording tonight, and this morning I thought, oh shit, I need a fan favorite. Like I woke up thinking, I need a fan favorite.
Yeah.
I was kind of on it today, girl. I woke up, I made a big breakfast for my family.
Wow. Who are you?
I don't even know. And then I like cleaned the kitchen and then I looked outside. I was like, that backyard is trashed from our dog. And I got outside and I just started, I was just on it. And then I thought, I'm
Nice.
going to get a fan favorite. I'm going to hustle stories.
Look at you.
I know I had a very
It's like
productive,
you were really excited about going back to work. So you're like, I am
yep,
gonna do it up this last
2
one.
walks. How about that?
Shut
Let's do
your
this.
mouth.
New year, new me. Because that's not me typically.
Oh.
Oh, anyway. Okay, so woke up and I checked Facebook though before I got productive.
That's how we actually start our day.
Right, right. Checked Facebook and saw that our friend Laura had asked like 4 people to join our Facebook
Oh, my
group.
Laura from school?
You're Laura, my child's reading teacher. Which
Oh.
makes this even funnier. I just had like a phone conference with her the other day to talk about
Yeah.
how my kid's reading. And I'm like, if it's anything like me, Laura, you got your work cut out for you, lady. So we really appreciate it, Laura. And I thought, well, there you go. That was my sign. She asked 4 people to be in our little group.
Well,
And
maybe more, but 4 accepted.
true, very true, very true. So, Laura, we would like to thank you for all of your support. And I love, she is like to the point, no fuss, no muss. I mean, look, I gave her a big old paragraph. She's like, okay, here's what I want. I'm like, yes. Okay. So she said, oh, that's nice. Thank you. That's nice. The Humane Society and anything that promotes reading, of course. So
Absolutely.
she is a reading recovery teacher, which she really has. I have to give it to her because I taught kindergarten for 7 years. So when my kid came along, I'm like, look, I'm done teaching kindergarten. I'm not teaching kindergarten to any other kid, especially not my redheaded little terror who's like, everything I say is stupid. So I'm like, no,
Yeah.
you're up, kindergarten teachers. Like, I'm not preparing him like I should. He knows how to spell his name. Everything else is up to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's how they came to me.
No, Laura taught 2 of my kids how to read, and
Yeah.
I'm so grateful.
Oh, she's amazing. I mean, in the short amount of time that he has been with her, he comes home and now he says that that's what he wants to do when he grows up is read professionally.
Oh my
It's the
gosh, that's
sweetest
so
thing.
cute.
I know, it is so cute, and he's
What could
always like,
that job
"I
be?
have no
He
idea."
could be an editor.
He could be an editor, he could be a narrator for books,
Oh,
online books.
yeah.
He does read
He's
very
got the cutest little gravelly voice too.
isn't he
I would
cute?
listen to any book read by Miles.
I know, and he's doing so good. So I really do you are my fan favorite, Laura. Thank you for teaching my child to read because I sure did not. So thank you so much, and we will donate to the Humane Society in your honor. And yes, anything that promotes reading. If you have a reading recovery teacher at your school, give them a little gift. Thank them for all of us. And I mean, we gave you a little gift for Christmas. I almost said, "Oh wait, I guess I should give her a gift."
I was like, "Did you give
Oh,
her a
we did, we
gift?"
did. Whew, yeah, whew, yes, I did, gave her a little ornament. So, thank you so much, Laura, and we really appreciate all of your support and spreading our name out there.
Yes, that is so nice. Did you wanna talk about the French thing before?
Okay, so yes, I do want to talk about the French thing. This reminded me, I started looking up ways to say goodbye, and I thought, well, what language should I do? And then it dawned on me the story that I forgot to tell you all about with Aaron. Another reason why Aaron was cracking me up on New Year's Eve is that this couple sat down. They wanted to share the heat because we were under a heat lamp, and they sat down with us and they started talking about how he was like kind of bragging about how his lady friend, I don't know if they were together or not, but about how his lady friend lived in France for like 7 years and she
Yeah.
knows French. And Aaron's like, "Oh, I love French. You told your French story."
Oh, about the cheese shop?
Yeah, so you tell them about the cheese shop.
You want me to tell that story
I
here
think you're
now?
gonna have to now.
Oh, okay. Well, when we were going on our honeymoon, we were at the Louisville airport, nowhere exotic or fun yet. We were just at the airport, and there were these 2 very large Frenchmen talking in French, and I was mesmerized by it. Like, I couldn't stop staring at them.
Mhm.
And then, I mean, I didn't even realize I was doing it, and one of them looked over and made eye contact with me, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I am so sorry. I don't know what you're saying.
Mhm.
I'm not trying to eavesdrop. I'm, like, mesmerized by your
Your voice,
language."
yeah, your
And
language.
he was like, "Oh, well, we are, French, and we are, trying to open up a cheese shop,
Cheese up.
and we are traveling around America to see where we want to put it."
America.
And I
You
was
did
like,
it so good,
"Oh my
Aaron.
gosh." I was like, "Please make it be Louisville, and I will
Yeah.
come and I'll buy all the
How
cheese."
did they say Louisville again?
Louisville?
But you said it so much better the other night.
Louisville? I don't know.
Louisville. You like the Louisville?
I don't know. I don't know, but it was I from that point on, it's been my favorite. I mean, I love Amelie. I just like to listen to that movie. I'll put that movie on just in the background sometimes because I
Yeah.
just love that language.
So
Do you have
Aaron
any
is
French listeners?
I
Okay, sorry.
know, right? Let's get big in France.
Oh, that'd be great.
So Erin she told the story. She's sober-ish tonight. She was not the
Oh,
other
no.
night. So when she was telling the story, she was also talking about like she coming on to them about how sexy they were, even though they were not there. You were. And
What?
then like not really. You were just like, I can listen to you all. Like you made
I
it a little bit
could.
more sexy than what you're making it right now, which made me laugh really hard. And then you kept like teasing about hitting on this lady, like, "Oh, talk to me more," you know? So it was cracking me up, but the funniest part about talking to this couple, they were like, I would say, late 60s, early 70s, this couple, they were very sweet. Guy's name was Gary, and we're talking, and then Gary starts talking about traveling to Puerto Rico. I mean, they're a little bit of, like, braggers about
Yeah.
how they've gone
Yeah.
everywhere. It's fine. We were into it, we were listening to it all. But he starts talking about the story. I'm really into it. And I look down and I noticed that Gary and I are wearing the same blouse.
I laughed so
And
hard.
I died. Like, as soon as I saw it, like as he's talking, I'm like, oh God, this is and I lost all train of thought about where he had traveled to. I no longer was listening to his story. I'm
Oh.
like nodding my head, waiting for him to turn his head to talk to his partner. And as soon as he does, I look at her and I was like, hey, Gary and I are wearing the same blouse. And I could feel her radiating, like her laughter and like trying to keep it in and be cool. And I was like, don't look back at her because if we look at each other,
Oh
we
my
will
gosh.
lose our shit.
Yeah, it
But we
was
totally were
hilarious.
wearing the same blouse.
He also looked exactly like my friend Kirsten, like both her parents put together.
So
It was
weird.
the weirdest thing. I snuck a picture of
Oh
him
my
and I
gosh.
sent it to Teresa and Christine. I sent
Uh.
them that picture. I was like, "This looks like Kirsten's parents in one person," and they were like, "Oh my gosh, hilarious." I also tried to take a picture of a guy who looked exactly like one of the robbers in 101 Dalmatians, but because I was a little bit drunk, it was really just a picture of Gabe's, like, nose and down. So I wrote, "This guy looks just like Kirsten's parents, and this guy looks just like a robber on, 100" or I said, "This guy looks like he's about to steal 101 Dalmatians." And I sent both pictures, and they were like, "Aaron, you're drunk. Like, quit sending us pictures." I'm like, "Oh, that last one was wrong."
Yeah, I could see why
But the
you would.
first one, I showed them, they
Mhm,
were like, "You're right, he does. I've got
mhm.
a picture of both her parents. I will show you."
No, I cannot wait to see. I mean, Gary is burned into my brain now that
Yeah,
we wear the same clothes.
100%.
I hope we see him out next time I'm wearing the same outfit. Oh, I thought it was
Oh
so
my
funny.
goodness. Okay,
Okay, sorry
okay.
about that.
Moving on to talk about how you guys can follow us on our social medias like Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. You can go to our website at www.myskepticalsister.com where you can find out how to become a Patreon and, order stickers or magnets. You can rate, review, subscribe on Apple Podcasts. I can't tell you how much that helps us.
Mhm.
And it's been a while. It's like crickets over there. So
Yeah, we keep saying it.
if
I mean,
anybody
come on.
wants to make a little free helping us out, you can do that. Steal somebody's phone, give us a good review.
Mhm.
And what else? Write your stories in. Guys, we need your stories. So
Yes,
write those
please.
in. If you've been sitting on a story for a while, go ahead. Send it in. We need it. And we'll talk to you next week.
Bonani?
La 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 la.
Do you want to talk about how I peed? Well, how we
Oh my gosh.
not the peeing. We already talked about peeing. Good grief, about Barbara Walters.
Oh my gosh, you all. Let me turn this sideways. Who needs readers when you can turn a phone sideways? That's all I'm saying.
I'm just waiting for somebody to send us readers.
Shut
Oh
your.
gosh, it'll make me so
If
happy.
you
They'll
are
be
out
fan
there
favorite.
listening, oh,
You'll be
they
fan.
would
You'll be
not be.
fan. You'll be
They will
my
be.
fan favorite. I'll reach out.
They will be fan hater. They will be. What is the opposite of favorite? They will be in fan purgatory.
Fan enemy.
I will never speak their name again. Okay. Oh, sorry. Like aggressively kicked your foot under the table. Get that foot out of my way. So sorry. I don't know why. I guess I'm like nervous reading because Rue is editing, so like my feet are going, they're swinging.
Okay.
Don't get in the way of them. They're
I
gonna kick you
won't.
out.
I never will again.
Every time I drink that wine, I feel like I'm eating a Christmas tree.